Arizona operates sobriety checkpoints on a regular basis, joining 37 other states across the country that use this law enforcement method. Not all states allow these stops. Some have ruled them unconstitutional under the Fourth Amendment, which protects against unreasonable searches and seizures without probable cause. You'll typically encounter these checkpoints during late night and early morning hours. Police often set them up on Fridays, Saturdays, and holidays when impaired. Driving tends to happen more often. The checkpoints can appear monthly or even more frequently depending on your area. Just because Arizona allows these checkpoints doesn't mean you give up your constitutional protections. You still have specific rights when you approach and pass through a checkpoint. Understanding these rights helps you handle the situation properly while staying within the law. DUI checkpoints are designated spots where officers stop vehicles to screen for impaired drivers. Police usually place these stations in locations near places where alcohol is served, like entertainment venues or sports arenas. They can appear almost anywhere across the state. Officers must announce checkpoint locations ahead of time through newspapers or local media outlets. The checkpoints need clear signage so you know what's ahead. When you approach a checkpoint, police follow specific patterns for stopping vehicles. They might stop every car that comes through. They could also use a set pattern, like stopping every third or fifth vehicle. What happens during the stop? Officers ask you questions. They watch how you act and move. They look for signs you might be impaired. They may request field sobriety tests if they suspect intoxication. Arizona DUI checkpoints are legal when law enforcement follows proper procedures. Officers must stick to constitutional rules when they run these operations. You can find information online about where past checkpoints took place. When police stop you at a checkpoint, you maintain specific protections under the law. Officers can only require certain things from you during the stop. What officers can legally require? You must provide your driver's license, vehicle registration, and insurance documentation when asked. If an officer instructs you to exit your vehicle, you must comply with that command. Refusing to step out of your car can result in criminal charges. What you can legally decline. Field sobriety tests are voluntary in Arizona. This includes physical coordination tests, breathalyzer tests, and preliminary blood tests at the checkpoint. You can refuse these tests without it being treated as an admission of wrongdoing. Officers may tell you that taking the test is in your best interest, but no law requires you to submit to field sobriety testing. Your right to limit conversation. You can stay silent during most of the interaction. While you must provide basic identifying information and documents, you don't have to answer other questions. If an officer asks whether you've been drinking or where you're coming from, you can politely decline to respond. Be careful about casual conversation. Statements like, "I only had 2 beers," can be used as evidence against you later in court. A simple response such as, "I prefer not to answer questions," is appropriate. Protecting yourself. Stay polite and respectful during the entire stop. Follow direct commands about providing documents or exiting your vehicle. Contact a lawyer immediately after the checkpoint if you face any charges. Quick legal guidance helps protect you from unintentional mistakes that could harm your case. Can you refuse a DUI test in Arizona? You can refuse field sobriety tests when stopped at a DUI checkpoint in Arizona. These physical tests check your balance and coordination. Police cannot force you to perform them. However, refusing these tests has real consequences. Officers may arrest you based on their suspicion that you've been drinking. They can then take you to the police station for more testing. Prosecutors may also point to your refusal in court as evidence that you feared failing the test. After refusing field sobriety tests, officers typically request a breathalyzer test. These devices measure alcohol levels in your blood. Portable breathalyzers used at roadside stops are less accurate than station equipment. If police arrest you at a checkpoint, you need to act quickly. A lawyer who handles Arizona DUI cases can review what happened during your stop and look for problems with how officers ran the checkpoint. Legal help matters because DUI charges carry serious penalties. An attorney who focuses on DUI defense can work to reduce your charges or lower the penalties you face. What a lawyer can do for you. Review checkpoint procedures for violations. Challenge evidence from your stop. Negotiate with prosecutors. Build a defense strategy for your case. You should contact a criminal defense attorney as soon as possible after your arrest. The sooner you get help, the more options you may have to fight your DUI charges. Working with experienced legal representation can make a significant difference in your case outcome. An attorney can challenge evidence, negotiate reduced charges, and fight to minimize penalties. Contact Phoenix DUI Lawyer attorneys at law at 602 900 9891 to discuss your situation. Our criminal law team provides strong defense strategies for DUI cases throughout Arizona.